We are here in Newland,
Yep.
Australia. Go ahead and show us your beautiful place. About 2 acres, right?
Yep.
This is awesome.
We grow 45 different varieties of Japanese iris.
Wow.
We've got about 35 different water lily colours. These clients, they wanted a little pond set up for getting married. They'll get married here in November.
I am never moving out of this house now. The pond's here. I will never get one like this
Amen.
again.
That's my kind of customer right there. We are here in Newland,
Yep.
Australia, about an hour and a half outside of Melbourne.
Yep.
And we are with Richard Bell of Bell's Water Gardens. We've got Brian Helfrich all the way from Chicago, Illinois. And go ahead and show us your beautiful place. About 2 acres, right?
Yep, right. We're on 2 acres here. We've been part of Aquascapes for just over 12 months now. So this was
So let's say you've done a lot in 12 months.
yeah, this wasn't just a paddock, a potato paddock.
Just a paddock.
Yep. And if you look that way, that's basically what it was. A
Really?
paddock like that.
That's what this looked
Yep.
like.
That's called a paddock. Don't you understand what a paddock
No,
is?
I know what it is. I just said that's what it looked like.
So this is one of the first things we did was
I can see why you'd put this in right away.
yeah. And it looks great at night. We put that little citronella fire
nice.
pit on the top.
Yep.
And it's just beautiful.
So stacked slate urn,
Yep.
aqua basin, pump,
Yep.
Okay.
Lights. There's lights around it.
and look at the vegetation. Just such a neat entrance to come in.
This is absolutely my favorite part of this.
Yeah.
We can't grow stuff like this back home.
Yeah.
This is so nice.
Well, that's just creeping Jenny.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of native casula in there.
I love the flow on it too. It's not too aggressive like we
Yeah.
see sometimes. It just gently drips
Yep.
down.
This is the medium pond kit.
Uh-huh.
We built this pond October, not the one just gone, the one before.
So a year and a half ago.
Yep. We had 35 local landscapers and garden designers come.
Oh, okay. Fantastic.
And we did this in 6 hours.
6
Really?
hours. I love the Boulder Waterfall. I mean,
Yeah.
you have those 2 giant frame rocks to come down there,
Yep.
another 2 big boulders in there, and then already softened up with the landscaping.
Richard, are those trout in there?
Yep, there's trout.
Rainbow trout?
Yep, they're rainbow,
Rainbow trout.
There's
So-
rainbow trout and brown trout, actually.
The water stays cool enough up here, huh?
Honestly, I think
the
because
brown.
the whole thing's circulating all the time, they've been
Plenty of oxygen.
We put them in there that size the October when we built it,
Yep.
and they've just grown like
That much.
and they love it. So
Look at, and there's literally a volcano over there.
yep,
Like literally a volcano.
we put the aquascape park lights in and at night. It's just amazing. It's still a work in progress,
Always, always.
and mainly because we're so busy out building ponds.
That's right.
So.
Which is a complete switch from your old business, right?
Exactly. We've grown water plants forever, and
35 years in the water plant game, came to Aquascape, and you said like 1 or 2 ponds a year, and now
Yep.
you're doing 30 a year.
30. We've done about 30. So
Not
this
bad.
this was an old igloo we had. We turned it into a shop. We basically just raised it. Everything in here is recyclable. It's come from junkyards.
Oh, that's good.
The top, the shade cloth, neighbours gave us. We're slowly setting up to hold more and more aquascape
I
products.
love that. I love to see that.
Yep.
And then the lotus seeds.
Yeah, lotus seeds. We grow 2 varieties of lotus, the hardy varieties for this area because it's quite cold up here.
Uh-huh.
One's for dams and one's for small ponds.
Yep.
Here's
the growing facility over
Yep.
here.
There's a water bowl, spillway bowl.
Yep.
We only haven't finished that yet. As I said, work in progress.
The plants getting here and everything else, that's going to
Yep.
be incredible.
So Brian, the first thing I notice when I walk in here is pretty much all the time we go to aquatic plant growers, they're never this neat and clean and organized.
This is really, really organized.
Well, this is our neat department, but I will show you the department that's not quite as neat after this. And this is our turtle home.
Turtles?
Yep. We find that the kids just love this. They come up here.
Kids, I love it.
Yeah.
Look at that. Wow.
So these are the 2.
Oh yeah, there they are.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
what kind are they?
They're long necks. So they're eastern long necks, and there's also a Brisbane short neck inside there too.
That is awesome.
And how old is this now?
Not very old. That one there's probably 5 months old. This one's probably 2 months old. We held pond build days, weekends, and lots of locals came and helped build the ponds to learn how to do everything. All right.
I hope they will. Look at the neck.
Yeah, that's incredible. How he curls that around.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's why they call it a long neck.
Yeah.
Imagine what this place is going to look like once all these
Oh,
plants get
that's
really
right. Once
big
we
and
finish
full.
it, we had a dozen people came for this one. So this was a Saturday weekend pond build to teach people how to do it, and they just loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Look at it. They're way up there.
Yeah. When we first built it, we put 7 turtles in, and the next morning we didn't have this gate, and the next morning we found them in the big pond.
Really?
So they actually made their way from there to the big pond.
Of course.
So we grow the water plants. We have them set up for people. People come here. We also deliver them to nurseries. This is our growing area out the back. We go out and clean ponds and we maintain ponds, and all the leftovers come back here.
This is awesome.
We grow 45 different varieties of Japanese iris.
Wow.
We've got about 35 different water lily colours.
Just gorgeous.
So they've just sort of come to the end, the Japanese iris.
Uh-huh.
This is something you obviously pulled out of another pond, right?
Yep.
And so when you go to sell this, will you split and clean all this stuff out
That's
of
right.
here? And...
Yeah. Well, this is our stock area. So what happens, we get orders ready, we'll restock, we pot it all into the nursery in there, all our water lily stocks in there, because in winter all these freeze over just a little bit.
This business used to be 98% of your
It
business,
was.
and now the ponds are taking it over.
That's why it's all here a little bit scruffy, because we're so busy building the ponds, which is just fantastic. All these varieties of lilies in these tubs, they're all named species.
All right.
This is our stock area where people normally don't go. This is where we grow the water lilies and keep our water lilies over the winter months.
I don't know, Greg. You said how organized and clean it is over there.
Yeah.
And the area that he thinks is unorganized,
Yeah.
it's still very organized.
Very.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
this is pretty clean.
Richard! Hey! We're in your home state.
G'day, how are you?
Good day, mate.
Welcome.
All right, so we're at one of your projects, huh?
Yep. So this is Ballarat, gold mining town of Victoria. These clients are really nice people. They wanted a little pond set up for getting married. They'll get married here in November.
Oh, nice.
And they had a little bit of an old swamp.
So it's a newer pond.
Yeah, it's a brand new pond.
All right, let's go check it out.
Rightio.
Cool. Where are you going?
Knock.
Hello, are you the beautiful bride? I'm the pond guy, Craig.
Hi, nice to meet
Nice to
you.
meet you too.
Come in.
Come through, everyone.
I love the design. So was this an existing gazebo?
No,
or
this
did
was
you...
added.
Okay. And look at all the fish coming up as soon as they hear your footsteps, right?
That's it, yeah.
So how did you find Richard and his team to do this?
We were at the Begonia Festival, and I happened to walk right past it because it actually looked, the pond you had looked fitted in so well, I thought it was a permanent feature.
Yeah.
So you had built a display pond at a flower show.
Yeah, you built a display pond at the Ballarat
Begonia Festival.
Begonia Festival. We built it so well that people actually thought it was part of the garden.
Hey, that's a compliment.
So yeah,
Yes.
2 days to set up, and
So you saw them there, and had you been thinking about a pond, or was it something?
We'd gone over to the flower show down Melbourne, and we had someone come in, and we weren't happy, even though she was won one of the competitions. And we came over, we weren't happy, and we said, right, we needed to get it done professionally, and so we were thinking about it. And then we saw Richard, and we said, right, what
Right.
we
So
want.
as soon as you saw the design that he had done as a certified contractor, you figured that would look good in the yard.
Yes, but that was a very small one. And then we went over to his house, and that was it. You sold it.
yeah.
And it's so fun when you actually have a water feature. You invite potential customers over. They can see how you live the lifestyle. It's easier for you to envision it living it yourself.
That's exactly it.
It makes a big
This is a big pond.
It is a very big pond. We have
Smart.
one here, and like it's all overgrown and so forth.
Yeah. Now, did you
Janine.
move in? Okay, so she had the house first.
She'll tell you, yes. And it was all overgrown when I got here, bulrushes and weeds, and we decided to get it done.
Yeah.
And this is a lifestyle change. And I don't ever see us moving out of the house because of the pond.
It's
We already said, she said, once I am never moving out of this house now. The pond's here, I will never get one like this
amen.
again.
That's my kind of customer right there. Great. Janine, this is actually your second pond, right? You were saying? So your old pond, you had it filtered with a sand filter, huh?
That's right.
Okay, so that's made for a swimming pool, and I would imagine it was a high maintenance, correct?
Yep, every weekend in it, trying to get all the pond clean.
And what about this one?
We don't do anything to this, basically just make sure that...
Did you hear that? The old pond they had to clean every weekend. Their new pond, they don't basically do anything.
We just lift the rock, take the
Stuff out of the skimmer
filter
bag.
out, and chuck the leaves on the gardens, and that was it.
We like to say it's like having somebody cut your lawn for you and you have to empty the bag.
That's right. Right, it's even easier than that.
And Richard, I like how you customized the lid here.
Yep, well, we found that lots of little kids love to feed the fish. So that is actually strong enough for the kids to stand on.
Yep.
And do what they want to do.
So you got a kind of a slate rock here. This is the skimmer she was talking about. And to empty it, you just lift it up and you take the bag out, just like this, or the box out and dump it, correct?
Correct.
Very simple. And a little bit of that water just fell into my coffee, which is fine because it's healthy to drink.
Richard, this was all done by hand. You didn't get a machine back here, did you?
No, we got a little excavator in.
all right.
We got a 1.7 ton excavator in, and pretty much...
Where's all the dirt? Up there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all built in. Everything that came out of here we pushed back in around there. But we also, when we were digging it out, we found half an old house.
Oh, really?
So all that's buried in another job we did in Creswell.
Shh. Let's not tell them.
So you actually got married on in this deck with your husband. Hey, John, come on over here. Stop talking to my mate there, Brian. You too. Come on in, Brian.
He looked lonely.
My favorite thing about this pond, Brian, is the size. This proves that somebody had a pond before, because the biggest objection that we typically get is people build it too small. So you wanted a larger size water feature, huh?
Yes.
So how was Richard to work with?
He was fabulous. He understood that I wanted the shelving, I just wanted it low maintenance. I wanted it something just to look at and enjoy. Yeah.
It is very relaxing. I come out here before I go to work. I sit down and have the last cup of coffee.
Yep.
I'm out here in the mornings having the first cup, and it's just a nice way to relax. On a hot day, we sit under the tree, and we have Richard to thank for this. He came up with a whole lot of lovely ideas.
How long did this project take, and what would the selling price be? Because you actually had another designer that came out here that bid, what would they bid?
Almost $100,000 to get it all.
$100,000. What would this installation be for from your company?
This around now, you're looking at around about the $30,000 mark.
So literally less than a third of what somebody else was doing it, and I probably am going to make a guess that this is probably better than it would have done for $100,000.
I would say so.
Yeah. And like it's always nice to use local people. Like,
You're about how far from here?
Oh, half an hour.
Yeah, so this is your backyard.
Yeah.
It would have cost $100,000 if we came.
Yeah, from Chicago. How do the puppies like it?
well, they haven't been in it and they're not encouraged because he likes swimming, but he's very hairy.
What about John? Does he like swimming? He's hairy too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, John, your hair.
We did have another person came over with their dog, and it was a Kelpie, and tried to round up the fish.
Yeah, I jumped right in. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Does that just not look? Look at how happy that dog is. That is one happy pooch right there. I love it. It is absolutely a stunning and beautiful garden. Brian, what do you? I love the pathway around it too. It really draws you around that bridge. It's a neat bridge. What do you think?
I love the attention to detail. I think like the skimmer lid,
Out of slate.
like out of slate is nice. We were talking about these boulders, carved around the deck, or the deck carved around the boulders. Either way, I also love, Patrick pointed it out, but Greg, I don't know if you noticed this, but that's a bed spring sitting over there, and what a creative way to get it
vines.
grow. Yeah, for vines to grow, and it looks
a neat
cool.
garden. Yeah.
It's a really neat garden. So I think it's not just what Richard did with his crew and everything else, but it's the way the homeowners end up customizing it themselves with their decor, and like, this is really cool, and I can see the little tiny lights around it, and can tell how magical it probably looks at night.
Every water feature is built the same 20 products and 20 steps, but each one is a unique work of art, one-of-a-kind custom creation, because every setting is different, every stone is unique, and how you customize them is always unique. So each water feature is a unique work of art, and that's how we feel. I mean, this is a labor of love for you guys. I mean, how enjoyable was this to be able to create this for their dream?
It's the only job I've ever had where you're smiling all the time, I'll tell you.
That's true. I love my job, so does Richard.
Yeah.
Well, this is absolutely a spectacular backyard. Congratulations on your marriage back here, and thank you for opening up your house for us to see. If you like this stuff, if you like meeting cool people with unique backyards and awesome builders, like, comment, subscribe to this stuff so more people can see what living the aquascape lifestyle is all about. I love my job.